like I said, you cannot convince me she doesn't hate this lady. Candace Owens hates Erika Kirk. Maybe Charlie Kirk was supposed to be her man, which, I mean, at this point is pretty much obvious. But what would possess you to talk about your friend's exes or his past dates that he had while he has a wife who is grieving? Well, Erika isn't doing a great job with the grieving, and it seems like she's okay. But still, it's the principle, right? Let's go ahead and get into this clip, y'all. Here we go.
But I am going to find out. I think we kind of have found out in a weird, really effed up way, actually. It makes my stomach turn. I'm going to miss Charlie. I really am going to miss Charlie. And I think when Charlie was assassinated, there was something about it. I knew that this story was going to be dark. Instantly, I knew that Charlie was betrayed. They laughed at me. Oh, you had a dream. Charlie told you he was, but yeah, Charlie told me that he was betrayed. And I think part of the mourning was the grief that I was experiencing was in large part due to my understanding that this was going to be missional for me. I think I knew deep down that this was going to be missional. And I kind of knew deep down that the whole world was going to be against me, or I guess the whole dark apparatus was going to be against me, not the world. There are so many good people in the world that are the reason that I'm doing this and who understood instantly and felt instantly what I felt when this all happened. And I think it's sad because I was just reflecting on, I guess, really the last part of my youth, being ignorant and thinking that we lived in a country that was free and was fair and was a meritocracy, the excitement of me and Charlie in politics. Like, we were young bucks thinking that we were going to change the world because the MAGA movement offered us this opportunity to do it, right? We're going to get Trump elected and we're going to get people to stop talking about racism and sexism and to understand like family is a priority. And I realize now, and
she's full of it. She's seen an opportunity. She was a Black woman talking about, she was a Black woman who was with the conservatives and who was specifically talking about Black people and how we need to stop all the crime and having babies out of wedlock and all this other stuff. She was pushing propaganda against Black people. You were a useful idiot. Stop it, lady. Come on.
I know Charlie realizes now that we did not see the evil that was around us. And I'm going to miss that youth. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to miss that young experience. I'm going to miss Charlie going on dates and the girls they liked and me always being the wing woman and him asking. This text message is one of my favorite text messages between me and Charlie when he was getting ready to go on a date. And, he didn't date many people. And he was just kind of in love with this girl. And he was asking me, should I wear this? And this is the text message. It's so sweet. He said, do I have to change this shirt? And I wrote back, yes. And throw it away if you can, Charlie. And he writes, okay. And he's wearing a Turning Point early shirt that somebody, I think, gave to him. He's stitched on. It's like, is it stitched on? Is it ironed on? I don't know. But I was like, Charlie, burn it. Obviously, burn that shirt. And it makes me...
Now, I know some people are going to be like, AT2, she was probably talking about Erika. No, she would have said Erika. She would have said, yeah, he went on it. He was getting ready for a date with Erika. She would have specifically said that. But the fact that she did not mention that it was Erika, or you talking about his previous dates that he went on? Yeah. And keep this in mind, you guys. Keep this in mind. All this stuff about the Egyptian planes following Erika, you believe that the Turning Point donors would set Charlie Kirk up to be, Killed and all this other shit. Has she called Erika and been like, hey, you need to watch out the people that are working around you, your donors, blah, blah, blah. Like, has she called Erika one time to tell her any of this? Or does she just tell us online? And mind you, Erika doesn't look like she's grieving, right? Let's be honest about that. But has she called Erika one time to be like, I mean, how would y'all feel if you were a widower or whatnot, and you have someone, your spouse's friend is going online talking about all these conspiracies and stuff like that, and has not called you one time to let you know. And how I know she has not called Erika, because there's no way in hell that she's telling people to ask for a refund, stop donating to Turning Point USA, and you would be cool with her doing that. Let's continue.
Yeah, it's the stuff that makes me cry and makes me sad because he just was so young. You know, Charlie was so young and he was such a good person. And I'm also going to miss the young conversations that you have when you're vibing with someone and you're speaking about things that you don't understand. As you were coming up in politics, I always felt like an alien. We would have these discussions with donors and we'd have discussions with people, or people would do stuff. And I would just tell them all the time, Charlie, I'm an alien. I am new on this planet. I don't understand this. I don't understand double speak and, you know, contracts and people threatening to sue. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm an alien. And Charlie always said he felt like he was a time traveler. This is a conversation. I would say, I'm an alien. I just messaged him from across the globe. And he said, I think I'm a time traveler. This is my home. He felt like Earth was his planet, but I think you found me and time traveled with me. Like the kind of friendship where you can talk about being a time traveler and feeling like an alien, as I've always felt like it, because I don't get it. I don't get the rules of this planet. I don't get the betrayal, the backstabbing, the people that dance for money. It's never made sense to me. From the time I was a kid, I just felt out of place. And I am out of place in politics. I will tell you that, because this is what it's all about, right? Selling your soul to the devil.
Charlie made her feel that she belonged. She reminiscing about that D. Let me just put it out there.
I don't want to do that. Anyways, that's just going a long way of me saying that I'm going to miss the ignorance of our political youth, thinking that it could be fair, thinking that we could just work hard, thinking that we could run a company, that we could launch this revolution where people were going to be happy in the future because America was the land of the free. I had to mourn that. Now I realized, and as I have expressed, that this is missional. Charlie knew he was going to die young, but there was more that were in those now seemingly prophetic text messages that I was unwilling to share at that time. But I am going to share that now. When he was speaking about his death and the visions that he was having in April of 2018, he also said some other things. He didn't just say that he was going to die. He didn't just say that Turning Point was going to be the death of him, but he also wrote this. This is on April 13th. He wrote this. He wrote, "Ish like tonight is what I have foreseen."
April 13th, 2018, by the way.
This won't result in anything. I'll give you the context in a moment. But in our lifetime, we will experience real war beyond anything that we can fathom, absolute and total destruction. Now, for historical reference, what was going on that week involved, of course, France, right? America, France, Israel, the Middle East, Syria, Russia. And this is the...
Oh, here she goes into that. Okay, I'm going to stop this part right here with Candace. But again, I just find it crazy that this woman is going on these like little tangents about like how she remembers her friendship with Charlie Kirk. And it's one thing to reminisce on your friend and remember the good times, but the way that she does it, I just feel like that whole bringing up him going on dates with other girls and stuff like that, that was a big like F you to Erika Kirk. And again, you talking about Turning Point set him up to be killed. Turning Point, don't give any money to them. Ask for a refund, which is going to hurt the business. You've been coming at the organization this whole time. Erika Kirk is the CEO. So no one can tell me that, oh no, well, she's just talking about Turning Point. She's not talking about Erika. At this point, she has to be talking about Erika, because now you're telling people don't support Turning Point. So obviously you're affecting Erika. And like I said, anybody who has a right mind would run these concerns at least by the person to be all like, hey, this is how I feel. This is what's going on. Unless she tried to contact Erika Kirk and Erika Kirk is not picking up her phone calls. But, disrespecting the living wife or the survived wife It's not okay. I don't think Charlie Kirk would agree with that. You know, I don't think he would like that. But here's the thing, Candace, if this was supposed to be your man, you should have claimed him. No matter what you thought or anything like that, you should have went after him, and you didn't, and now look what happened. But, you know, it's funny because the way Candace's face lights up when she talks about Charlie Kirk and stuff like that, I've never heard her talk about her husband, her kids, nobody in the same way that she talks about Charlie Kirk. That was the love of her life. I don't care what y'all say. But let me know in the comment section of this video whether or not you think that she was being disrespectful on purpose, or, you know, she's just reminiscing of her friend. But either way, I know Erika Kirk don't like this. You can't convince me otherwise. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Deuces, y'all.